running up the score.
You're listening to the Running Up the Score podcast. Now here's your hosts, Jerry Napoleonello and Kevin Donlin.
The Jaguars are moving on from Urban Meyer. And to be honest with you, not surprised. Not surprised one bit. It's been a absolute circus in Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's a concept of what we've talked about before, where you've got college coaches that are treating grown men as if they're children, and it's very tough to get your locker room to have your back when you treat them like that. And it's obviously some of the things he had done were in joking matters, and trying to have like a nice little repertoire within the locker room. But honestly, it comes down to the fact that he was continuously treating these men as if they were boys, and there's no other sign of disrespect coming as you get older and more mature for someone to talk to you as if you're a child. And I don't think he understood that concept. I felt like he still needed to learn. These players needed to obviously learn more. He felt like he needed to teach more, but his concept and his demeanor on how he did it was just, at times inappropriate. And obviously, what he had even done off the field had been a question mark as well. So for Urban Meyer, I think it's time to head back to the college ranks. I think it's time to, honestly, at this rate, keep a low profile wherever you do decide to go. This was a disaster from the very start from Jacksonville. Jacksonville paid him a lot of money, and now they're stuck paying him that money regardless. I mean, you see that he got fired, but he don't care. I mean, why would he care? I mean, I wouldn't. If it's just, going off of, just human instincts, if I can make millions of dollars and be out in 1 year, I'd do it in a heartbeat. There wouldn't be a question to that. But for him, obviously, there's no, he don't care at all. I guarantee you that. But Jacksonville's in a terrible state. You got a young quarterback, and to have a young quarterback go through something like that already, we're changing, an entire system when you change your coach, and you're going to have your rookie quarterback dealing with that early on. It's a terrible situation, and this is coming from a Jet fan, and we know we've done this before with rookie quarterbacks and changing the personnel around them, changing the offensive coordinator, changing the head coach, changing the system. It becomes a big issue for a quarterback that's just trying to learn and get better.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you said, it was a dumpster fire from the beginning. I mean, this just came out recently, I think actually today, that Urban Meyer was, calling the special teamers by, their position, saying, oh, hey, kicker, or hey, punter, hey, long snapper, whatever it is, calling them all kinds of like curses, and then also ended up kicking Josh Lambo while he was stretching during preseason. Basically walked up to him, called him a curse word, and kicked him and said, how about you don't miss this kick now? And it wasn't like a hard kick. He rated it a 5 out of 10. But still, like you were saying, he was treating these, men as, they were 18-year-olds. Like, that's not, you can't do that in the NFL. Most of the team makes more than you do. You can't treat these guys like that. And this isn't college. You can't do that now. And which is, crazy to think now. It's like, all right, well, how is he actually treating these college kids when he was down at, Ohio State, or I think he was at Utah State as well? Like, what was he doing? That's like eye-opening, really, because these kids are already, they're trying to get into the NFL, so they're not going to put themselves in a position where, there could be some kind of dispute between the team and the coach, whatever it is. So it's kind of scary to think like what this guy is actually doing to college kids when he was coaching the college kids. But that's not going to fly in the NFL. And to see Urban Meyer back in the NFL, I don't think you're going to do it. I don't think that's going to happen. Enough is enough, really. And it all happened in, a little bit more than half a season. You have the whole situation where he didn't board the flight home with the team because he wanted to stay back at his restaurant in Ohio, and then ends up, getting photographed, getting like a lap dance or whatever it was. Like this, it's just been a dumpster fire since then. And then, just recently, the stuff that's going on with him, where the whole thing came out in the news, and he basically said if that person is, whoever said that is going to be fired or whatever it was. It's just, it was a constant thing. And then on top of it, you're 2-11, so it didn't go well. It wasn't a good stop in the NFL for Urban Meyer. And that's really all it was. It's going to be a flyby because he drove by, stayed a little bit, and now he's turning around right back around to probably the college football ranks.
Probably Florida.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
For more Running Up the Score, go follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at RUTS Sports.